Silhouette. A lot is said in the silence. I mean, from the look at his drinking to her changing her clothes over and over again and being unsatisfied with the image in the mirror to the changing of the volume in the car, his impatience when she's getting dressed. You see the moment in the car, it's a mix of firmness and softness leading up to the slap moment. And you get the sense of this abusive tension within this couple, this toxicness, and a drinking problem, as well as an eating disorder. And it was so clear in the movement and the performance, all of this tension leading up to this beautiful rooftop performance piece. Like I said, the toxicness within this relationship is so prevalent. And at any given moment, you feel as if this violence is bound to happen. And for this to all culminate into a message about domestic abuse, it was just so clear in the way that they put this together.
This is regarding the short Silhouette. First of all, this is a big topic to undertake, and I thought the filmmakers here and the performers really accomplished a lot in this. By the way, I noticed the 555 on the clock in the car. I just love repeat numbers, so that was really cool. So nerdy of me, but I did notice that. I just so much about this that I loved the car scene when the body movement started. I just was like blown away. I just thought that was really really well choreographed and neat way to present something that was happening in this relationship. The abuse, the conflict, the toxic relationship was so obvious. One thing that didn't make sense to me was the music in the coffee shop. Well, the music was in throughout the film, but it just didn't make sense to keep the same music to me throughout. It just some of the scenes it just threw me off a little bit. That's just being super critical. I really liked so much about this. The stairway shots were really cool, and then the movements of the performers through the stairs, up the stairs, just really neat. Really liked when they were, I think it was on the roof with the sunset. Great choreography just throughout the whole thing, really. The editing, super good. Just all of this I thought was really well done. The location choices, the cinematography, and all the camera work. Everything just flowed really well. Just my only critique was the music. I don't even know really what would have solved that for me. I just didn't, something stood out, especially when they were in the coffee shop. It just, something didn't work. But that seriously is being super critical. Loved this short. I loved that the representation of this was all through body movements and the facial expressions of these performers. Great job with the performers and choreography and everything. So I think this is going to do really well for you guys. Great job.
Silhouette. Silhouette is a very interesting and engaging experimental short. We see this couple, they run after each other. The man is got an alcohol problem. The woman, it appears she's used to just follow him no matter what. And they express their conflict through dance, and there's fantastic music. And I love the movement as well, especially in the car scene when he tries to move her and she follows along. I think that was very very poetic until the very end with the final dance on the roof. It was well done. I personally enjoyed the performances. The choreography was spectacular, and there was also a good and engaging direction. Sometimes it's hard, to hook the audience in experimental short because there's the need of a moving direction cinematography. Something camera used on gimbal or Steadicam rather than sticks. So I think everything was absolutely brilliant. Congratulations.
Silhouette. This was so incredibly well done with a really strong, clear uh, message. And the one, I think that they had amazing music choice. That piano was just so lovely, and I could just close my eyes and listen to it, and like it just aided the dance and the visuals so well. The dancers had just an incredible dynamic between them. It flowed really nicely. The shots were they were just beautiful. There are two scenes that stand out to me. One, I really liked the elevator scene, um, and just getting to just watch their faces as they like ride the elevator together. I really liked that, and I loved the ending scene where they were both in bed, and then at the same time they turn away from each other. I thought that scene was so powerful, and I think it's so reminiscent of like when you have a, it doesn't necessarily need to be about domestic abuse, but when you're having conflict with your partner and you go to bed angry and you turn away from each other, and it's this like collective experience, but it's also so individual, but like you're feeling it at the same time. I just thought this just really embodied that so well. Um, beautifully done film, really well done, and I love storytelling through dance. I think it's such a creative and um, beautiful way to tell a story without words, just using our bodies and the world around us as our canvas. And I thought this was just so beautifully done. Great job.
Right off the bat with Silhouette, you could feel that power struggle between the two characters, especially in the car with the controls. I thought it was very cool how they were able to dance in the car with just the upper half of their body. You could still see them dancing even though their legs were still. I loved the story within the dance. You could really make out the story behind it, and especially the message at the end confirms it, of course, but that message at the end was very important and very powerful after seeing this dance. So I thought bringing awareness to that through dance was really cool and really powerful. I loved the dance itself. I loved how it changed with the settings. I loved how much they were tangled up in each other within the dance. Their chemistry was really good. It did get a lot more sinister, I felt, as the dance went on, and a lot darker until we finally got that message that it was about abuse. So I thought that gradual build-up was interesting, and it was a great way to highlight how abuse can start and just get worse. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was great to bring awareness to these issues in society, and in a beautiful way. So yeah, I enjoy this a lot.
This film is called Silhouette. This is a dramatic dance short. A couple dances together displaying an abusive relationship. Excellent choreography. There are stylized hitting moves of aggression, scenes of anger, and arguments in public and at home. The two dancers do an amazing job performing these emotional scenes. I love the silhouette cinematography on the tall stairwell and on the roof with rays of sun shining behind the dance. Good idea to post a statement warning people to report any abuse. The use of art to make social change is vital. Great job.
This is an expression of an abusive relationship. You see the dance they play from getting ready to go out on the date, the night being spent, getting into this argument that we realize that other members of the restaurant even notice, to returning home as we witness essentially this sexual assault that takes place. The only language that is being spoken is the language of movement from the body, yet we can still pick up the signs that this relationship is far from healthy. Rather than seeing her in a bold red dress, we see a muted one, and it kind of shows us that this was a fire that once was, and it is no more.